Mike LaRosa, head baseball coach at Widener University. Here with Figure It Out Baseball. This is part two of a two-part series. In part one, talked about the first few throwing progressions that our players go through on a daily basis. This part, we're going to talk about long toss and receiving. Once our players go through all of their throwing progressions, then they'll stretch it out into a long toss. We set that up for our players each day, so it's not just a variable schedule, and we time it. So on day one, it might be a 6-minute long toss. Day two might be an 8-minute, up to a 10-minute, and then we'll go all the way up to a 12-minute long toss. So guys are really working on conditioning their arms properly, okay? It's good that you set that up for them, because some guys will just back up, throw 5 throws at their max distance, and then come right in, and that's why you'll have some guys sitting in the dugout and some guys that are still long tossing. So we like to time it, and that way guys are conditioning their arm on a progressive schedule. But once you go through all the throwing progressions and guys are ready to start stretching it out, we're going to put everything together, okay? I'm a righty, so I'm going to start with my right foot, and it's going to be a right, left, throw, follow through technique. Lefties are going to be the reverse, starting with their left foot, obviously. Again, I want to keep everything north-south, so I want everything going at my partner. When I take my first step with my right, I'm turning that foot in a little bit to stride. Okay, be able to get my hips open and follow through. Okay, so it's a right, left throw, follow through technique, and the follow through is the key. What you'll see with guys a lot of times is they get the long toss and they just throw uphill and they stop and fall back, and their weight's not getting through the ball, so they're not getting anything on it. One, but two, they're creating a real bad habit of throwing uphill. I want to get on top of the ball and downhill, meaning I want to start throw this thing down towards my partner. I'm going to get here, and I'm just going to keep following my throw 2 or 3 steps. We really want to get into it, and then when we really stretch it out. Okay, and we might start using with our outfielders, pro step or a crow hop. Then, they're really going to be following through. It might be 3 or 4 steps. So, again, we just want to go right, left, throw, follow through technique, and I'm following the ball where it's going. Get good end-over-end rotation, good carry on the baseball. So if you noticed, I was an infielder. I was a real short arm with all those throws above my waist. We want our outfielders being long with it. Once they stretch it out, they're going to be long. We're also going to work in their crow hop and their pro step. Okay, crow hop is where I'm just going to drive off my back foot and drive that right knee up towards my partner to get as much momentum into the ball. So I'll show that one first. Drive off my back knee, throw, follow through. Notice I just took about 3 or 4 steps there on the follow through. Okay, we'll have our outfielders progress into a transfer with this. So ball and glove, and they're going to work their transfers as if they're fielding a ground ball. So they're going to start ball and glove. They're going to push through, crow hop, throw, follow through with those. Okay, and then there's the pro step. Now, what I caution everybody on, it's called a pro step for a reason. Professionals use it. Physically, you have to be strong, you have to have a good arm in order to be able to incorporate the pro step. So I wouldn't teach this at the 10, 12, 14-year-old level. This is for more advanced guys. But the pro step is going to be a simple step behind to load up on the backside and through. So again, it's going to be step behind, throw, follow through, and then our outfitters will progress into the transfer with it. So again, the transfer is here, okay? They're gonna push through, transfer happens out front, pro step behind, follow through. Now receiving. We don't let guys go out there with a ball in their back pocket, so if it's an overthrow, they have a ball ready. They're taught to hit each other in their chest, in their frame. If it's in the dirt, work the picks. Even outfielders, do their glove work the picks, and try and get in front of the baseball. Okay, so as a thrower, I want to try and hit my target in his frame. Frame is shoulders to hips. Imagine if I had a frame there, a square box, that's where I want to hit him, okay? If it misses, what we want to position guys to do is not just reach for the ball and pull it in. We want to move in their feet and catching it in their frame, okay? Outfielders are big gloves. They can one-hand everything, and that's totally fine. That's what they do in a game. Infielders, though, with the exception of first base, they can one-hand everything, but our second, short, and third baseman, what we teach them is catch the ball, glove on top of the baseball, bottom hand underneath it. So once the ball comes in, it's just gonna drop out into my bare hand in the frame. So really important that if the ball's over here, they're not just catching it one-handed and pulling it. It's a good opportunity to work here, ball in front in my frame, glove on top, okay? And now they're working their transfers. And that's reps and reps and reps and reps and reps over the course of a year. These guys are working transfers, so when they go into the game and they got to get rid of something quickly on a cut, on a double play pivot, they've repped it a lot and they're going to be ready to go for that. Again, I'm Mike LaRosa, head baseball coach at Widener University. We just talked about long toss during our catch play routine and receiving. Check out our next video. I'm going to be talking about double play pivots with our middle infielders.